Hi, this is Mandy from Sunflowers and Doors. Welcome back to my channel. Great to have you with me. Today is I think it's the fourth kind of installment of putting together some Edith Holden ephemera pieces for my Edith Holden journal. And I'm going to put the journal together at the end once I've built all the ephemera, and I'll do that with you guys too. So today there's two pieces I wanted to kind of run through with you. Sorry, you can probably hear the motorbikes. So yeah, there's these two pieces that I started to have a bit of a play with yesterday, and I wasn't sure whether I was going to like them, but I decided to just give them a go. I did like them, and so I'm going to go through and show you just as briefly as I can how I put these two pieces together. Okay, so the first one here, this is an envelope, and what I've done is I've put a little hinge on that, so this will sit on my paper, on my journal page like so. It will flip over here. Along this side here, I'll probably put, I don't know whether I'll put a side pocket or something. But once you've opened this, you actually end up with a full-size pocket here. Oops, let me grab something that's going to work. So you have a pocket here, which is the width, if I can open it. Oh, gosh, it always happens, doesn't it, when you're on camera? There we go. I've got a pocket there. And we then have a text spot here. Now I'm going to show you this, and I'm going to show you a different version of this, whereby we'll turn the envelope from two pockets, or a pocket and a text spot, into 4 pockets. So I'm going to run through that one with you. And then the other one I have is this one here. In fact, I could probably go over the page just as well and flip over that way. I think I might do that. Anyway, I digress again. Now this one I didn't have a clue what I was doing when I started this. So basically I started with 2 large playing cards. And my goal was to create something that was multi-functioning or multi-purposing. So I did that. I also wanted to have a little bit of a quirky element to it. So I created a pocket here, and this pocket has got a slight gusset in it, so it will allow for a little bit of movement. So there's a gusset along both sides and across the bottom. We've got a little window here where I've put a different image of the bird. We've got on this one again another window here and another bird image on the inside. And what I've done with this one here, I've done this just as a bit of a mock-up, I suppose, but what I've done here then is put a flip, and with this flip I will be putting some journaling paper, so a bit of a notebook or a scrap pad underneath there. I haven't got any coffee dyed paper left. I've got a few sheets of card left, but no coffee dyed paper, so there will be a writing pad going in there. This then I just attached so that it'll keep it in place. You can go really fancy with ribbon. This was me just playing yesterday, and that's what I came up with. So I'm going to quickly show you both of those and hopefully make it to the end. Okay, so the first thing I started off with was these playing cards. Now I like to do alter playing cards. The challenge you have with that is that you need to kind of, if you want to keep the image of the card, you need to kind of use transparent type things like the, I don't know what you call it, the collaged paper, different types of I can't even remember what they're called, sorry, napkins, paper napkins. So yeah, lots of different things you can use, but I wanted to try something a little different, and it does kind of defeat the purpose of using, I suppose, these. But what I like about them is that they're the perfect size for what I wanted, and they're really, really flexible and sturdy. So, again, I am not measuring, I'm just guesstimating. Now, oh, there we go. So I've just used a 2-inch punch just to pop out 2 of these holes into the card. And that'll give us our specimen window, and we will be putting something inside of that. So the next thing I did was, let's put all this to one side. The next thing I did do, is that a saying? I don't know. Okay, so should have organised all of this, sorry. Okay, so the next thing was to choose what I wanted for my kind of main surface, and I didn't want it to be too busy because I wanted the pocket and the flip to be more of the focal points, and also what you put inside there. Excuse me. So I love this coloured paper, absolutely love it. So I went for things like this and this, and literally I just went for that kind of image. So it's not a focal point as such, but it did what I needed it to do. Okay, so grab my cards, and I'm using Collal for this. I don't like Collal at all. I really don't like it, but it because of how much glue I'm using, it's perfect for this type of project. I don't like it because it's like my gosh, it's lethal. Once you get this stuff on your hands, you can't get it off. So what I'm going to do, I want this image here, so I'm just going to pop this on here like that. And I'm just going to give that a moment or two to set. And I'm going to go for this image here. Just going to pop that there. You could just have gone for the text, because the text on this type of paper, especially the Edith Holden books, is absolutely fantastic. It's funny, I love watching people post about the Edith Holden books that they managed to get hold of in second-hand stores or thrift shops, I think they call it, over the pond. And it always makes me smile because you get them, and you know, I don't know whether it's just a odd person thing, but we get hold of them, and then of course, that was clever. Then of course you don't want to you don't want to use them because they're just so beautiful. And I remember somebody saying once, oh gosh, I just can't do it, I can't cut into it. Has anybody had these problems? And I remember replying, I had exactly the same problem. And I literally remember saying, I just grabbed hold of a piece of paper, I closed my eyes and I ripped it. And from then on, I didn't seem to have a problem with kind of getting hold of cheap versions or cheap copies of it. and I'm using them. So yeah, I really did like that. I like that as well. I might use that. So yeah, all I've done is I've just covered the one side and excuse me, and I have cut the hole out again using the 2-inch punch. I'm not so far ahead of myself at the moment filming, so a few people have commented that I haven't been doing much lately. I've been on holiday, so that is why. I'm trying to catch up, but it's really, really nice to have people kind of saying that you've been missed, you know, really lovely. Okay, so I'm not going to use that one. So what I'm going to do with this before we do anything else is I'm just going to ink around the edges a little bit, and we can do the outside of the card once it's all done. But what we get by using kind of this type of image is it's not too distracting. And hopefully if we choose our pieces for the middle right, then it'll be quite effective. So there are our 2 cards. What we're now going to do, excuse me again, is I'm going to cut a piece of acetate, and it has to be big enough to cover both of those circles. So I'm hoping that'll do the job. Yeah. So if we cut that in half, that should work. Yeah, awesome. Okay. So I'm gonna, before we do anything else, I'm just gonna quickly glue these onto the insides of my card. Same with this one over here. Should have thought about that. Okay, so I'm just popping those on and I'll let that dry. We've got one image already, so it's just about choosing a second image. I like to go with the birds because they're a nice focal point, you know. So, although there's a beautiful dragonfly there, but it just doesn't capture enough of it. It's you might maybe take a bit of this top off so we can get a clear cut. I think it might, but I'm not sure. It's going to go with the colours I've chosen. It's not, definitely not. So that is out. That's too big. That might work. Again, I'm going to just cut through there for all of you who are cringing. I think that might work. Yeah, I do. Because they're both blue tips, and I think they're both going to look pretty nice. Okay, what I'm now going to do is I'm going to cut this here. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue this onto the back here. Like that. And then I'm going to pop that like that. And these hinges should keep it in place long enough for me to do the other one. I quite like that. I'll keep that. Okay. And then all I'm going to do is just glue these two together. And I'm just going to pop some clamps on this then, just until it dries. And you can always trim the edges if there's, oh, I knew I'd do it. What I forgot to do was put the string in again. I did this first time round as well. Luckily, the collal takes a little while to dry, so it's not that problematic. I'm going to pop that there. And I can cut that to size then later on. Okay, so I'm just going to let that dry while we do the next bits. Pop that there. So for the next bits, we're going to do a flip, and we're also going to do a pocket. So I'm going to use this one as a sizing piece. I'll find something now that will go with it. Okay. Should sing you a little song while I'm doing this. Okay. They are beautiful books, in fairness. I quite like that one. I love that, but I want to cut out the images and use that for something different. I think I'm back to the beginning of the year with that. And I think I like that one, which is the same berry. Okay. So, excuse me, just grab my chopper. I'm going to go with probably get away with that, I think. And we want a bit of a turnover, so we'll go about here. And then I think we try and, you know, I don't suppose it matters particularly, so we'll go there. Okay. So I'm literally just going to fold over a bit here, like that. I'm going to round these corners, and that will be our flap. And then on the other side, we're going to do a pocket. Excuse me. And with the pocket, we're going to use that and that. That and that. Lost that now. Come over here, there, and there. Did I just cut too much? I did. I cut too much off. It's okay, we can make that work. Okay, oh, that's beautiful. I wonder what that would look like. Wouldn't go with that. Wouldn't really go with that either. But it is beautiful. So what I'm doing is I'm going to do a fold at the bottom and a fold down the one side and a fold down the other side. If you've got a scoring board, you can use that. Probably be a lot more accurate than me. But literally that will then be our pocket. And I'm going to cut a divot out of this. So we have got a pocket and a flap up over whatever you want to call them. So I'm just going to ink around same with this one, and I'm using walnut stain. It's my go-to for pretty much everything, to be honest. Even using a Edith Holden journal, I did contemplate going something softer, but no, I did really, well, I just love it. It's my favourite colour. So that is what I'm doing there. Okay, something's catching there, so I'm just going to take that off. Okay, this should be stuck. And we can decide now if we want to put the pocket on this side or if we want to put it on this side. And then the same with the pocket. Where do we want that? Okay, I think I'm going to go with the flip on this side. So I'm just going to glue this. And then once we've put our writing pad underneath, which I will do when I get some more paper dyed. So once we've done that, we'll just fold this over, tie a little what do you call them, bunny ears, like so. Oh gosh. So that'll be on there. And then on this side, we're going to put our pocket. I'm just going to put some, going to round that bottom bit there and there. And I'm just going to, oh, glue's starting to play up again. It must be the weather. It just, whenever it gets particularly hot, our glitter glue just comes out. I don't know what it is, it's really weird. So if you know why, then please enlighten me. Okay, so I'm going to pop this one on here, like so. Okay, I'm just going to ink around the edges now. I'm just gonna round up some of these that aren't quite straight. Okay, and then I think on that one, I think I embellished this side of that, which is here. So on this one here, I've just put some little tags or tabs that you can use on that, and I'm probably going to put a little bit of lace on the reverse of both of these once I have put my paper pads in. But I apologise as well for the shadow. It's that time of evening when the sun's starting to go down. But yeah, really, really simple. I don't know if you can call it an altered playing card. I think it's more of a kind of multi-purpose tab, journal space. But yeah, I was really pleased with how they turned out. So the next one was a little bit more challenging. I can't do envelopes. I'm really rubbish at envelopes. So it was a challenge, and I'm looking at this to make sure I remember how I did it. So the first thing is to grab yourself an envelope. I'm just using a craft envelope because I like the size of it, and I like the fact that the brown goes really, really well with the theme. So the first thing I've done here is I'm going to cut off this flap. Like so. I'm going to keep that because we do use that. Now, I'm never very good at opening these without ripping it all, but I see people do it all the time, so I'm going to have a go. Ooh. Are we going to make it? We are. Okay. So I am going to get a piece of card. If the table is moving, I'm so sorry. It's for some reason it's just, since I moved the station around, it just doesn't seem to want to kind of play nice. So there's still a fair bit of work to do on it. Take that out. Up there. Up there. See if that fits. Maybe a tad long. Maybe a tad short. No, tiny, tiny, tiny bit long. So we'll just take a fraction. There. That should, yeah, bolt. So again, I'm just going to use some collal because it gives you great wiggle room if you put something down and it's in the wrong place, or you want to manoeuvre it a bit. As much as I love our glitter glue, there is just no wiggle room at all. So that will go there, that will go there. And is that down? There. Okay. So that gives us our inside section here. Now we need to cover this as well. And I think what I did, if I remember rightly, is I'm going to use this paper to cover this section. So let's just put some glue on that. And this is the section that we cut off. So I'm just going to pop that on there. And we'll let that dry. And then I need something with a bit of a pattern. Something like that. And we are going to cover these bits here. So what I'm going to do, I think the easiest thing, I can't even remember how I did it yesterday. Literally don't remember how I did it yesterday. I think it might have even been a fluke. because I'm really not great with envelopes, and CD cases is the other thing I'm not great at. And that should fit. So we pop that there like that. Oops, daisy. I'm sorry, the sun is getting brighter and brighter by the minute, and I've got the blinds down, but I can see it's still causing a huge amount of glare. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to glue this back. There are other easier ways of doing this. When I did the first one, I just measured that, glued it, and just popped it inside, slid it inside. So you don't have to open all of these, but I don't know, I feel a little bit more in control, I suppose. And this is going to go on like that. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, because we're going to ink the edges. Okay. Just had a horrible feeling that I wasn't filming anymore, but I am. Okay. Oh gosh, I really don't know how to stop this glare. Okay, so okay, so I'm going to ink this quickly. There is so much shadow now, I can see it. I'm going to ink this. I'm going to have to invest in some new equipment. Oh, there you go, the sun's gone completely. Nope, it's back. Okay, so we've done that. And then the next thing we're going to do is our little hinge. So I'm just going to get a piece of this scrap, and I'm going to round the corner here and here. Oh no, that's not going to work, is it? I'll have to do that one separately. But that's okay. Pop this one out the way. I know, how can anyone work in this mess? It's because I've got a tiny, tiny little craft area, literally tiny, in the conservatory, because it's a conservatory that's used, so I'm just allowed in a tiny little corner of it. So we make the most of it. Okay, so I've just kind of put my little flip on there. Like so. And now I can round that one. So we've got our hinge there. Going to cut a tiny bit more there. And then we grab our final piece here. And what we're going to do with that is we are literally just going to glue along the bottom. Gosh, this glue's like spider's webs. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to pop that at the bottom of our card here. We're going to use our hinge, for want of a better word, as a bit of a gauge. We can trim off any excess there and there. Probably need smaller scissors. Okay, so that is where we have this one here. So at the moment we have a pocket and we have a tuck spot. We haven't done our image on the front yet, but that's an after thing. So we've got a pocket and a tuck spot. What I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to stitch around the edge of this one here, and I'm also going to stitch down the centre piece here. So what that then in effect will give us is it will give us a pocket here, a pocket here, a pocket here, and a pocket here. So you can choose what configuration you like. I like the nice deep pocket there with the tuck spot. I really like that. This one here has a 4 pocket once I've stitched. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my gosh. That sounded like a cat. I think it's a bird. Sorry, again, digress. I get easily distracted. So the choice is yours. I'm going to stitch up here. I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to do it off camera because I've got to set the sewing machine up. But you also decide then what side of the page you want it to go on. So this one here is geared to go on the page and flip out that way. With this one here, I think I'd like it to go on the page and flip out this way. So this is going to be my piece that I now need to cover. So I just need to choose an image that I like for the front. That's the problem, see, is trying to find something. I think I quite like the birds. I quite like those eggs, you know. But what I'm going to have to do is take the top off, and then we can kind of judge a little bit better. There. And there. I love this chopper because it's so much lighter than the big heavy one, but it's definitely takes some getting used to. I will say that. Okay. So yeah, again, I'm going to sew around this one, so I'm not going to worry too much about it being perfectly sized against the card, because the stitching will kind of mark that and mask that anyway. So let's just pop this on here. Okay. Okay, so that will be our flip. So we've got two of those, one that flips out this way, and that flips out this way. This is going to be sewn, so we're going to have 4 pockets, and we've got a 1 pocket and a tack on this one. They do feel a little bit flimsy at the moment, but they do really, really thicken up once they're dried. So yeah, just give it time to fully dry before you start using it. Okay, there we go. So that is our flip outs, and they are our pockety thingamy bobbies. Just need to add some notebooks underneath these, a little bit of lace I think on top of both of those. But yeah, 2 relatively easy, and I say relatively easy because they've got to be relatively easy for me to kind of tackle them, but 2 relatively easy projects that I think really make a difference in your journals. I really like these. This one here will either go in a pocket or will be attached on top with a clip. And these ones can either be attached on your page itself and flipped over, or they can go on the underside of another page and flip over there. So yeah, that's it for today. I hope the sun wasn't too distracting. I am sorry if it was. It's really difficult to kind of, I've got to film when I come home from work, or when I come home from work, I say that all the time, but I mean when I finish work. And it's that time of evening when the sun's just probably starting to go down, and we kind of get it in our back garden that time of day. So it's beautiful, but just isn't great for filming. But we made it, so thank you for sticking with me. And the next episode will probably be the final one in terms of making some ephemera, and then we'll look at putting the journal together. So as I said, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got something out of it. If you want to leave me a feedback, or if you want to ask any questions, use the comment section below. Otherwise, I will see you very, very shortly. So until then, as always, take care and speak soon. Bye for now.